So let's do a little bit of an update. We have got a bit of a surprise going on here. Can you see this pumpkin? And there's another one over there. This is our compost area, and when we started the garden I dug out this whole area and we used the compost from the alpaca poo over the years, and that formed our gardens. And I chucked in some pumpkin seeds thinking that they weren't going to grow, and I haven't been over here for months, and I came over just today and look what we've got here, and we've got them starting to flower. So I think I am going to have heaps of pumpkins. These are the ones, big orange ones, and the other ones that I've got growing are sort of the greeny flesh ones. I don't know what the names are and everything. So there we are, we've got a surprise pumpkin patch. Would you believe it? I'm just going to put this on pause and move to another part of the garden. So before I move on to the garden, I thought we'd say hello to some of the hens. These are our laying hens, and I've just given them water. They had finished their water and we hadn't noticed. So we've got a mixture of hens. We've got some highliners and this beautiful girl here who's very lovely. And these highliners are just coming out of a molt, so I haven't got eggs being laid by all these girls yet again. So that's a bit of a shame. And we have, I should give these girls a name because they've been sitting in this box for weeks now. They think that they are brooding some eggs, but we don't have a rooster, so nothing's happening with the eggs. But they've done a very good job of sitting in the laying box. And I think we've got another girl down here who thinks that she should be out sitting on some eggs. So that is their space, and they come and go in and out through their little hole into their outside area, which is a little bit weedy at the moment. That's the birds. So I thought I'd just give you a little bit of an update on this part of the garden. We are a little bit delayed in getting a lot of this ready for the plants, and I do need to come and tie up these plants. Looks like they need a bit of water too. These tomato plants, we'll just see how they go. I've got a couple that are starting to put flowers out. So these all went in a little bit late because the bed wasn't ready for them. And we have so many tomato plants, it's unreal. And here is the honeydew melon, which has just gone wild. It wasn't like in its space where it was before. But lots of flowers coming on it. And there is a few that have started to look like they're forming some honeydews. There's some tomatoes there that are not going to get into the ground, but never mind. And back here we've got some yellow kumara. We've got some nibbly friends over here. And this plant here is loofah, and again I need to tie this up as well. So this is a loofah plant, and we'll see how that one develops. And over here we have the sweet corn. Again, the bed wasn't ready, so it was a bit late in getting in, but we've got quite a few corn cobs forming, and some of the tassels are going brown, which I think is a sign that they're getting ready. Hasn't grown very tall, but yeah, it's a bit of an experiment. We can eat this corn ourselves. It's sweet corn. We've got some that are looking quite fat. Whether the kernels have got fertilised, we've yet to see. And alongside each of these I grew a pea. And as I said on the other video, I'm not doing terribly successful on peas. So every single corn plant had a pea put alongside, and not many of them have actually come through. So we've got like 3 corn cobs on this one. So that's the corn area. And over here we've got the yams. So we've got some yams, and again they look like they need a water and probably need a bit more soil. Never grown yams before. Well, I haven't grown anything before. Everything's new. So these apparently needed a space where they could just stay for like 10 months, because that's how long they need to grow. We've had them really bright, and then they've kind of just gone over a bit now. And there is my hydrangea. I love hydrangeas, and it's actually starting to thrive. So here we've got a few kernels on that one, trying its very best to do a corn. So I think the corn, a little corn patch, might be do better next year. But I'm quite pleased with what's happening so far. And some of them we will feed to the chickens. That's kind of part of the reason for growing the corn, is to feed it to our chickens, as well as the cats like it over here. So that is like the second expansion of beds, and we've still got some soil that hasn't been moved and spread around. And this whole area is supposed to have a sideboard up, but that's a job that hasn't got done either. We've kind of got a sideboard on this bed that we started, but yeah, we will get round to it. We will get it finished. I know you are. I'm just finishing my video. If you saw some of the posts on Facebook, you'll have seen that we actually harvested a whole heap of potatoes, and this is the beds where they were, which have been tidied up a little bit. So I'm going to make, where you can see in between, this is going to be the walkway. I'm going to put some black plastic down just to help with the sluggers. And again, down that side, those potatoes will come out towards the end of February, so 2 or 3 weeks, and they'll come out. So some of them are still blooming, and some of them, as you can see back there, are starting to die off. So here I'm going to add some more soil from our soil pile and just build this bed up a little bit. And I'm going to put the onions in here, which are sitting over there. So we've got leeks, red onions, yellow onions, and some spring onions. So they're going to go in these twos in like one row. So one row, one row, one row, and one row. So 2 rows of onions. I'm debating whether I pull out this kumara in here, and it's not really ready to come out. There's a few more potatoes, I think, too. So I might just finish this bed off here and leave that growing a bit longer. And we've now exposed the pumpkin. There's 3 of those big pumpkins in there. I did chop some of the pumpkin back a little bit. There's another one in here, and there's another one over there. So this whole plant here has managed to grow 3 pumpkins. Like, big job for a lot of space. Tomatoes are coming along nicely. So that's the beds at the moment, and yeah, that's another job to get these beds done, and I'll let you know what's happening when they're completely finished. My beetroots that I replanted the other day are coming along nicely. They've all recovered from their transplant, and they are doing quite well. So I'm supposed to ask you to subscribe and like, and I've forgotten to turn the camera the other way around, so you'll have to just bear with me, because that's just what's happened this time. So subscribe and like the channel. That would be really awesome. I think there's quite a few people actually watched the last one, and we will keep you updated with how everything is growing in the garden. It's really interesting to see how quickly things are starting to grow. We've got some yellow courgettes coming through there, and this butternut squash has exploded out of the bed. We've got a few more plants coming through there. I think there's another little one forming somewhere. You kind of lose them. We've got the original big one in there, which is obviously not ready yet. And I think we had another little one forming, sort of down there maybe. And then the courgettes only managed to get a smallish courgette, and then Emily's out here and picking it off. So we actually might have, oh, that's the butternut squash. We might have another one coming there. Seems to be coming over this way. We've got, and this cucumber, We had a beautiful cucumber off it, and I can't see any more fruiting on that one, so who knows what's going to happen with that one. It's been a bit more of a learning curve with the cucumber, or maybe there is something thinking about it down there. It's a bit it's all a bit tangled in here to know who's who, because they're all sort of part of the same family. So we are a little bit impatient on some of these because we really like courgettes and cucumbers, and they're not really getting a chance to grow. So subscribe the channel and like the video, put some comments on, and I will hopefully try and answer them if I find them. And yeah, that's the Riverdale homestead. Catch you later.